Hi guys, welcome to today's GIS tutorial. In today's lesson, we will learn connecting to QField Cloud and collecting data with QR codes in QGIS. You can subscribe to this channel to follow all my previous useful GIS tips and tutorials. For those who are interested in taking up a complete course from basic to advanced GIS, you can register at WiseGIS by following this link. I'll provide all useful links in the description below. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do in this lesson is we are going to develop a very simple data collection form. Then we're going to install the Qfieldsync plugin. After that, we're going to connect to QField Cloud, or we're going to actually create an account for those who have not yet created an account with QField Cloud. Then you're going to collect data that contains these QR codes, and finally, you're going to sync these collected data into QGIS and look at our results. So let's go to QGIS and start today's exercise. So I'm going to go to QGIS. I'm actually using the latest version of QGIS 3.26. So we're going to create a new blank project. So I'm going to click on project new. Then for the purposes of demonstration, you're going to just create a very simple data collection form. And we're going to create it in form of GeoPackage layer. So I'm going to go to layer, create layer, and you're going to create a new GeoPackage layer. And you're going to create a database for it. So I'm going to click on this. Then I'm going to go to my work folder, create a new folder and call it, let's call it COVID surveillance, right? COVID survey. Then within the folder, we're going to just say COVID vax. Then click on save. So we have our very nice table name. We can actually call the table name the whole COVID vaccination. The geometry type is going to be a point. We're going to be collecting point data and to leave the projection the way it is. Then we're going to create the fields. So we're going to create 3 fields, and in total there will be 4 fields in my data collection tool. The UUI, the FID is actually auto-generated in GeoPackage layer. So the first thing I'm going to have is the name of the person. So the name, it's a text data. I'm going to put the maximum length at maybe say 50. Then add field to list. Then I'm going to go to the next one, which is the type of vaccine that the person took, the type. And it's going to be also a text string. I'm going to leave it at 50 for now. Add field to list. Then I'm going to go to the third one, which is now the QR code. And I'm going to leave it a text string. I'm going to put it at 200. Then add field to list. So I have the 3 fields. I'm going to click on OK to create my data collection form. Now that we have our data collection form, I'm going to actually look at it. So I'm going to go to properties. Right-click, go to properties. Then I'm going to look at the attribute form for this case. I have a very simple form here that is auto-generated. So I just need to change one or two things here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the type, because I want to have just predefined types that I've already of the kind of vaccine, or the kind of vaccines that are already available in the market. So I'm going to just change it from text edit to value map, and I'm going to add the different vaccines. So I'm going to start with Moderna. So I'm going to start with Moderna. Then Pfizer. So I have the 5 vaccines, and actually for these ones, you can actually create them in a CSV file and then just load them as a CSV. So I already have my 5 vaccines that I know were administered within my area of interest. So I'm going to click on apply OK. And now my data collection form is ready to be used in the field. So I have the FID, the name, the type, and the QR code. And remember, for the QR code, just save it as a text file. The only thing that we've actually changed is this type is a value map, the name is a text file. The FID is actually going to be auto-generated. So let's go into downloading and installing the Qfieldsync application. So to install the Qfieldsync, we're going to go to plugins, then go to manage and install plugins. Then in the plugin manager, we're going to search for Qfieldsync. So Qfieldsync, and this is the Qfieldsync. I have already installed Qfieldsync. So if you haven't actually installed Qfieldsync, you can just click on the install button down here. But if you already have it like me, you just click on close. And then now we can actually now get the Qfieldsync from our plugin tab here. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go to the second step, which is now connecting to QField Cloud by creating an account. So if you don't have an account, you can just go to your browser. So in this case, I'm going to go to Google Chrome, and I'm going to browse for QField Cloud login, and I'm going to click on the registration tab on my first link that I get, the app.qfield.cloud. So I'm going to click on registration. If you have not yet registered, you can just click on registration. Then you can input your email address, you can put your username, you can put your password. Make sure your password is strong. Then your time zone. Then you can accept the terms of service. You don't need to really subscribe to the newsletter, but it's good practice to subscribe to the newsletter so that in case you need to, there's an update, they can actually be able to update it to you. So after that, after inputting all this information, you can click on register. You'll get a confirmation email to activate your account. So you're going to get an email like this. So you need to click on this link to confirm that this is actually your email, and you'll get this email address from QField Cloud. Then after that, you'll be logged into your account. So I'm just going to log in into my account direct so that I can actually access Qfield. So I'm going to go to QField Cloud, log in again, and I'm going to click on sign in, and I'm going to just sign in because I've already saved, and this is my QField Cloud account. So this is the interface of QField Cloud where I have my projects, the community projects, and I can actually change some of the settings here. We're going to look at these settings later on. I only have one project currently that is synced. So we're going to add our project that we have actually created in QGIS and be able to just work with it within QField Cloud. So I'm going to go back to QGIS. And before we even do anything else, I'm going to click on project, then save. I'm going to save this project, and I'm going to call this project COVID Surveillance. Then I'm going to click on save. So we have our project called COVID Surveillance, and it's ready for QField Cloud. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to plugin, and under the plugin tab, we're going to click on the Qfieldsync, and you will see actually in this current version of Qfieldsync, we have an option of QField Cloud Project Overview and Synchronize Current Cloud Project Package for Qfield. Synchronize for Qfield, these are actually for offline edits and also the configurations. So what you want to do first is we want to go to the QField Cloud Overview. So I'm going to click on QField Cloud Overview, and it will prompt you to log in. So I'm just going to sign in to my account again. And you can now see I can actually access my Qfield Cloud. You can see the crop test project is also the same project as the one that is within my Qfield Cloud in my browser. So the next thing we want to do is let's go back to QGIS. I'm going to do this. I'm going to delete this project because I don't need to use it anymore. I'm going to click select it, and you can see there's a tab down here with the red icon of bin. So I'm going to click on this to delete the selected cloud project. And it will tell you, are you sure you want to delete this? I'll say yes, I want to delete it. So the next thing I'm going to do is first I'm going to just add an extra layer into QGIS. So I'm going to click on close first. Then I'm going to go to the HCMJS plugin. If you don't have the HCMJS plugin where you can have your base maps, you can always go to the web and select the quick map services, where you can just select the kind of base map you want for your for your project. So I'm going to go to the HCMGS plugin base maps, and I'm going to just select the Google. Let me just say maybe Google satellite, because I want to be able to just see where all my projects are. And then I'm going to zoom out. You can see this is the Google satellite image, and we're going to be creating this data maybe somewhere randomly in the world. So what I really need to do is I just need to have the two layers. So I'm going to select the COVID vaccine, and I'm going to change the icon of the COVID vaccine so that it can be visible, because you can see it's green in color. And right click on the COVID vaccine, go to properties, go to symbology, and change the color to this red nice dot. And also make sure that it is going to actually be labeled using maybe a single labels, and then let's not use the name of the person, but maybe the vaccine type. So I'm going to select the vaccine type, then change the text color to maybe say red color, and then give it a buffer, and also place it maybe say to 0.3 from the centroid of my point. So I'm going to click on apply, okay, and nothing happens. But then if, for example, I was to digitize this, I'm going to select this, start digitizing, then zoom into an area, like maybe say, don't know if we can get a village here very quickly. So I'm going to start digitizing. I'm going to click on this, then I'm going to click on that location, and you can see the FID is auto-generated. The name, I can say John. That guy was called John. Then the type of vaccine that John got was Moderna, and then the QR code is now blank. So actually, what we need to do is we need to scan and collect this data for all these people. And in essence, what we want to just learn is how to scan the QR codes. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my QGIS. So I'm going to click on save, then stop editing. Then I'm going to now go to my plugins tab. I want to actually transport whatever I have here, all my project here, into QField Cloud. So I'm going to click on save. Then I'm going to click on plugins, then go to Qfieldsync. Then I'm going to say QField Cloud project overview, click on it. And then there's currently no project because the initial project I deleted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button here, and it's going to ask me, do you want to convert the current project into a cloud project, which is recommended, or do you want to create a new empty QField Cloud project? I want to convert my current project, which is the COVID surveillance, into QField Cloud. So I'm going to click on next, and it's going to ask for the project name. I'm going to call it COVID surveillance. Then the description about the project, this is a COVID. Then I'm going to be saving it somewhere. So I'm going to change the local directory to my work folder. So I'm going to click on this browse button here, and I'm going to go to my work folder, and I have the COVID survey. So I'm going to select COVID survey as my work folder. So I have it saved there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create. After you have actually put your project name and a small description about the project, I'm going to click on create the project, and it's actually going to take some time because we have two layers that we are actually loading. So it has converted all of them 100%, and it's unloading. So depending on your internet connection, it will be quick, and you can see it has actually finished loading my project into QField Cloud. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on OK. It's going to tell you it's available, no action needed. I'm going to click on OK, and you can see we have the COVID surveillance project here in my cloud account. So I'm going to click on close, and I'm going to go to Qfield. So if you don't have Qfield, you need to install it on your phone or on your tablet. So the next thing I'm going to do first, I'm going to just confirm if my project came to my account. I'm going to click on the browser, and you can see my initial project is there because I did not refresh this page. I'm going to click on refresh the page, and you can now see we have a new project here, the COVID surveillance project, which has 0 submissions. So we're going to go to the QField app on our phones or our tablets, and then we're going to try to pull in this data directly from the field. So let's go to the QField app. So this is my phone. If you don't have the QField application on your phone, you can just go to the Play Store. I'm going to go to the Play Store. And we need an application called QField. So we're going to go to the Play Store if you don't have it, and then you're going to install it. So the Play Store is here. And I'm going to search for QField here. And click on search. And you're going to get the QField for QGIS. So you can see there's an update here. I'm going to click on updates. If you don't have it, you can click on install so that you can have QField on your phone. Then I'm going to click on open. And now you have your QField application installed on your phone. And this is how the interface of QField looks like. So what you need to do is now can just click on this back button here, because it's just telling me the kind of updates that have been added into QField. You can read through them, but I'm going to just click on the back button so that I go back to my home page. Then what I want to do is I want to click on the QField Cloud project, because I want to bring them from the cloud. Recent projects are down here, but I'm interested in my project that I actually did in QGIS and I put in my QField Cloud. So I'm going to click on this QField Cloud project. And you can see we have a project. There are actually some other projects that are offline, but they are still on my phone. But we are interested with this COVID surveillance project. So I'm going to click on it. So it's loaded. It's telling you it's downloading the project of COVID surveillance. And you can see it has told you that the project surveillance has successfully been brought into your QField application. So what you need to do is you need to click on it again to now just load the project. So click on it and it's loading our project. And you can see the first point that we created in this area called Moderna. So what you're going to do is, because you want to just learn how to collect the data that has a QR code, we're going to collect another point. Just do an assumption, because we are not in this region right now. So I'm going to click on this, and you can see I have access to the COVID vaccine nation and the Google satellite image. You can turn them on and off if you want not to see a certain layer. But for me, I want to see all the layers. So I'm going to click on this pencil here to start editing. So I'm going to click on start editing like that. Then I'm going to just swipe to the left, and I'm going to move to another area. So I'm going to zoom in, and you can see it is an online image. So I'm going to zoom in and say in this house here, there's a guy who is called Peter. He was also vaccinated, and this time it was maybe a different kind of vaccine. So I'm going to click on this green plus. Because I'm not live in the location, I won't use this blue one here. But if you are live in the field, you need to use that. For me, since I'm not in the field, but I just want to digitize, I'm going to use this plus with the green. Click on that. And you can see it is now telling me to add the feature. I'm going to say the name here is going to be Mary. Maybe say Mary. Click on the tick. Then the type of vaccine that Mary took was, I'm going to click on the drop down, because now we have our drop down. I'm going to say it's Pfizer. Then the QR code. Now, if you want to put the QR code, it's very, very simple. Just click on these three dots here. Just click on the three dots here, and you can see you have an option of scan QR code. So when I click on scan QR code, it is actually asking me for the QR code. And since I don't have any QR code here now, let me just see if I can get a QR code from my computer. So I'm going to just click on this one first. Then I'm going to look for a QR code that I have maybe on my computer. And I have a vaccination certificate here. And you can see when I just scan like this, it actually picks the QR code. So you can see it has already picked the QR code. Let me just go back to my phone. You can see it has just picked a QR code down here. So I'm going to click on this to say it's okay. And now I have my information saved here. So you can see it has actually saved my first QR code link. So I'm going to click on this tick here to save my first point. And you can see there's a Pfizer vaccine there. So I'm going to zoom out again, zoom to another area. Maybe go to this blue house and say there's someone called Peter. So I'm going to click on the green one again. The name is going to be Peter. Click on the tick. Then the type of vaccine, maybe it took Sputnik. Then the QR code again, click on these three dots here. Then say scan QR code. I'm going to look for another QR code. I don't know if I'll get one. And I have another QR code here. So I'm going to use that. It has actually scanned that QR code, and this is now the QR code that you're going to be using. So I'm going to click on this tick here to save it, and you can actually now see it has actually saved some information here. So after that, I'm going to click on this tick here to save the point. And we have now another point. So we have actually now 3 points. The one that I created on the computer. And for Moderna, then there's this one for Pfizer and then Sputnik. So that is the end of maybe the data collection for now. I'm going to click on these 3 dots now, please. And you can see now we have some blue cloud here. And the blue cloud is saying we have 2 changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this blue cloud to be able to just now, from the field, to be able to just send the data directly to the data office or the person who is managing the data in the office to be able to just see what I've actually collected, and to click on that. And you can see you have 2 options here. We have the synchronize, and this one actually synchronizes the whole project. But since we already have some data in our office, we don't want to synchronize the whole project. We just wanted to push the changes. And the pushing the changes actually saves you some bandwidth. So if you have taken some photos in the field, it's actually a good practice to just push the changes. I'm going to click on push changes, and it's telling me it's pushing the changes. And you'll see it's grayed out after it has pushed the changes. So it's grayed out. So changes successfully updated. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go to my QGIS project and just try to synchronize and see if I can get the data from the cloud. So let's go to QGIS now. So we're in QGIS now, and you remember the last point that we created was in our project was just for Moderna. So we want to see if this blue house here and this other house have now the changes. So for example, you're the data manager and you want to just see the kind of data that people are collecting in the field in real time. What you're going to do is you're just going to click on the plugin again, and this time go to the Qfieldsync, and this time you're going to say synchronize the current cloud project. So I'm going to click on synchronize the current cloud project, and it will ask you what do you want to do. So you can see this is your computer here, and this is the cloud, right? So what we want to do is we want to upload some data that is in the cloud into our data in the computer. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click prefer cloud, and then just perform the action. And it's actually bringing in your data. It's actually downloading the data. And then when you click on OK, it will take some bit of time, and you can now see your data has been updated into QGIS. So you can see the 2 points that we actually created in the field have been updated here by just that single click of synchronize. So let's look at the information that it brings. I'm going to click on the identify feature tool. Click on that, identify feature tool. Then I'm going to come and identify this one, Sputnik. And you can see it has the information about Sputnik 3. It's FID3, Peter, Sputnik V, and the QR code is this, has this information. And also for Pfizer, you can see it has this kind of information. And since we didn't have a QR code for the Moderna, it is still blank. So that's how you use QField to scan QR codes and synchronize your data into QGIS. That's it for today's exercise. If you found this video useful and you want to learn more in QGIS, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm just happy you're here. See you in my next video.